tie this to the kid in Irving, Texas, that built the clock. What's happening there? First of all, you think the kid built a clock. This is the way the press first came out. He built this clock for a science fair, and he's an inventor. He's a science. So some kid has the volcano, and he's going to make the volcano erupt, and he comes in with this clock that he built. Well, that's not true. That's not the clock that he built. He went to Radio Shack. He took the guts out of a clock and then just put them in a little teeny silver briefcase. That's all he did. So there is no invention of anything. He took the guts of a clock and put it into a silver briefcase. Yesterday on the TV show, I talked to a weapons expert, a military and security expert. He said, Glenn, this is exactly 1/2 of a bomb. All you need now are the explosives. Somebody brings in the timing device. Somebody brings in the explosives. You put the two together, you got yourself a bomb. That's what this is. And he said there's no other reason. Why would you take a clock, take it out of guts, and then put it in a briefcase? For what purpose? Oh, and by the way, it doesn't count up the time, it counts down. So it's a timer. Why would you do that?
It didn't even tell time.
No, it was a timer. It counted down to an alarm, and when it got to 0, an alarm went off.
Jeez, I didn't even know that part till just this second. Okay. That is unbelievable.
So it's not like it said. It's not like it's
Did
not.
It say boom when it got to 0?
It's not flashing 12:15, 12:15, 12:15. It's actually counting down.
It ejected one of those cartoon flags that said the word boom on it as it went.
So the kid brings it to school, and we've all been told that the kid is told that the teacher saw it and really respected that. It was like, oh my gosh, that's great. Now this kid is really smart. That's not apparently what the teacher said. The teacher said, don't show that to anybody else. Put that into your locker. Why did you bring that to school? There's no reason to show that. No, put that in the locker. Okay? The kid didn't put it in his locker, brought it to the next class. He starts it, it counts down, the alarm goes off. The teacher freaks out. What is that? Sends him to the principal's office. Principal gets him, and this is where, it gets murky because the kid is a minor, and so you can't really know, you don't know what's going on. But there have been reports that the kid is not answering the questions of the police. The police you would have to answer a few things like, why did you bring this to school?
Anybody else involved?
Right. Is there anybody else involved? Why did you bring this to school? What is the purpose of this? There was no science fair. All of that stuff, that's all a media lie.
Yeah. Well, how many times did you bring a clock in a briefcase to school
when
you were a kid? I mean, if I had a dime for every time.
I mean, honestly.
I wouldn't have any dimes, but,
But you'd have a clock in a briefcase.
But I'd have a clock in a briefcase.
Yeah. So, why would you bring that? What is the purpose of that? He's not giving any answers, so they arrest him. They put him in handcuffs. Now, why did you put him in handcuffs? Because the Irving PD always, under 12, they have the ability to say no handcuffs. At 12 years old and above, everyone goes into handcuffs. You have to have the handcuffs. Why? Because if he decided to go crazy, and they're out walking towards the car, and he decides to run, and they haven't been cuffed, he could run away, cause other trouble, go into traffic. He could get into the back of the squad car, get into the squad car, open up a door, get out, open it up into traffic. If anything happens to him from the time that he's in the principal's office until the time that he's in the car and they're driving away, if anything happens to them, it's their fault. It's the cop's fault. So they have to put him in handcuffs. Then he goes down to the PD. His parents come. Now, apparently there's lots of stuff that is not being exposed because he's a minor. Okay. Let's ask this question. if your parents come, you're a Muslim. So you know what's happening in the country. You know people are all, nervous and everything else. You're a Muslim. No, let me just change this. You're a Mormon. And you know how Mormons are viewed in your country. I do. And my son brings a, hey, we're all for polygamy handbook. I don't even know where he would get one. We're not for polygamy.
Jeffy has one available. At
So I know. So he's got the polygamy handbook. And he's like, yeah, we're going to have 14 wives. When I get my son, I say to him, what the hell are you thinking?
Right.
What the hell are you thinking? You know how people view us. What are you doing? Apologize.
Are you trying to antagonize?
Are you trying to antagonize? And that is apparently why things escalated, because nothing made sense. Are you trying to antagonize?
I mean, and Bill Maher even said this on his program on Saturday night, I guess. It's basically like, it looks like a bomb. The arrest, does it feel like maybe they should say, look, maybe we shouldn't have arrested you?
No, they should have arrested him.
Well, that's part of the policy, right? I mean,
yes. If you're arresting somebody for a Pop-Tart gun, that's ridiculous.
Well, but usually those are suspensions typically, right? Like they get in trouble through the school to take them to prison or
they have taken him to jail. They have taken somebody, I think it was the paper gun. I can't remember which one it was, but it was one of those Pop-Tart paper guns, one of those where they were actually handcuffed, arrested, and suspended for 3 days.
But we generally think that that's a bad idea.
Yes, I do.
But when you see a bomb, or a clock that looks like a bomb.
Yes.
As it looks at every movie that tries to recreate someone smuggling a bomb, it looks like this.
Correct.
There is something going around the internet, as I think you pointed out yesterday, Glenn, that you see 10 IEDs on the post, and one of them is this bomb, and you're trying to figure out which one is the IED, and which one is the clock. Only one of them is the clock.
I had a Green Beret on last night, said there is no difference. That's exactly how you build a bomb.
Yeah.
Exactly how you build a bomb.
So you can understand them immediately reacting that way. And when the kid acts suspicious in addition to that, it won't give you access to his locker or whatever else.
And then you have to say, well, wait a minute, what is your motivation?
Right.
Is there anybody else involved? Are you bringing the timing device? Does somebody else in school have explosives?
It's a legitimate worry.
There's more to this, and I want to get to it here in just a second. Our sponsor this half hour is Simply Safe.